The administration remains committed to taking actions to lower prices for Americans where we can. And we continue to monitor developments, particularly those abroad, that may affect prices and growth.
All right, for more on Janet Yellen's speech, our reporter Christopher Condon joins us now from Las Vegas. Chris, so Janet Yellen on the road selling the achievements of the Inflation Reduction Act, but is there a bit of a disconnect here? If it's been so terrific at improving people's lives, what's the need to go out and sell its benefits?
Right, well, I think you're seeing the beginning of the 2024 presidential election campaign. And Biden is sending out his cabinet members, and he's speaking himself, trying to convince the American public that they are really benefiting from what they call Bidenomics, the policies that they've pursued to try to pull the economy out of the wreckage of the pandemic and recover from that. And, you know, to be fair, Yellen has a lot of good numbers to talk about. Inflation is finally coming down, and the unemployment rate is surprisingly at a near historic low of 3.5%. But as you say, there is a disconnect. Poll after poll shows that the American people, first of all, do not give the Biden administration credit on the economic front, and second of all, aren't really convinced that the economy is doing that much better than it was a year ago. So that is very much a communications problem for the Biden administration.
Usually, when you're lagging in the polls, a common enemy helps. China has usually played some of that role in past elections. We heard from Secretary Yellen also talking about the China economic risk. What exactly did she say?
Yeah, she did. Well, in her speech, first of all, she made a rather subtle reference to monitoring international developments. And then she was asked about this. We had a short meeting with her. The reporters that were here had a short meeting with her after the speech. And she said a couple things about China. First of all, she thinks the biggest impact of the slowdown in the Chinese economy is going to be on its Asian neighbors, first of all, because they are countries that are supplying China. China's buying from them. But there could be spillovers for the U.S. economy. And at the same time, she said that doesn't really affect her optimism for the U.S. economy. She still sees growth continuing along, perhaps a little more slowly in the second half of this year, and she still hopes to see a very strong labor market